Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. We have a question that was put on the blog by Barry Short from Australia. Hello, down under. He says, "Hi Serge, a question. You used the comment that after the bump, your arms come down in a free fall. How much exertion should there be in the arms to hit the ball? One of my problems is that I tend to really compress my arms and shoulders and shoulder muscles in trying to hit the ball hard. Although I know when I do this, it leads to a much slower downswing and less distance. How relaxed should the downswing be?" What a bunch of really good questions. But boy, did we get a great answer right after it. Charlie Y came back and said, what he said here was just phenomenal. Charlie Y says, "Exertion or muscle activation can be measured by measuring what is called muscle noise. The more activated the muscles, the higher the muscle noise meter would read." Now, I guess also by muscle noise, he's talking about what you can sense and feel in your brain about all of this too. Charlie goes on to say, in sports clinics, one way that muscle noise is measured at various levels of clenching the fist. So there you go. It's tension, and I guess we could go from what they call white knuckles, or they take you to where you're squeezing so hard your fingernails are pressing into your hand, and you can feel that as you squeeze tighter, it goes from the fingers into your palm to your wrists, and you can start feeling your forearms really tighten up all the way to the point where you keep tightening and tightening up. Next thing you know, it'll be into your biceps and up into your shoulders and across your chest. And at some point, it's not going to be very easy to move. So again, he starts by saying that the muscle noise can be measured in various levels of clenching the fist. The athlete then has to relate it to how he or she feels, and how he or she feels it activates the muscles in the arms, the hands, and the shoulders. So as I just described what happened when I was doing it. And Charlie now says, I was off the scale, and this correlates with my normal state of being a bit overactivated in the arms. It was a very telling experiment. Some of the participants were almost off the scale in other direction, very calm arms. Now, hello, that's important, because now I can't thank Charlie enough for going to the other extreme. And I think that's where a lot of Sergites have the problem of saying that, boy, I feel like I'm doing okay, and I'm swinging pretty well, but I'm really not hitting the ball as far as I think I should be. And I find that from lessons in golf schools, that the problem I see is that students and golfers can go the other way. And I've said it in some videos, one of the ways that can slow you down is to try to put the club on the ball, to try to be making solid impact, to anything to do with trying to really hit the ball, especially in terms of solid and put the club on the ball, is going to be slowing you down. The whole key is just get in here and swing and hit it. Swing your arms from point A to point B. Toe up to toe up and get to your finish. The ball gets in the way. If you've had a good setup, everything's there. But again, this muscle noise principle is good. And again, one of the things that I see is that most golfers are tending to be a little too gentle in hitting the ball. I've actually had golfers tell me that they were trying to swing in the same speed. They were trying to make their whole swing the same speed. That doesn't work. My backswing is the slowest part of my swing. The transition is where it starts to really explode to the finish, and then from about here up, the swing is slowing down as my arms are folding to my tee finish to recoil and relax. So there has to be an explosion here. The club has to be accelerating. One of the best drills you can do is just take a golf club, and probably the longer the better one, but I just got a 7-iron here, and you stand here and you just swing it. And experiment with tightening your hands and tightening your arms and your chest. Now the free fall is free, and my arms, and I'm holding on. I've maintained my grip pressure, and it falls. And the free fall happens from when I stop pushing off my right foot to my left foot, and that's how fast it is. Bing bang, I'm already there. So once my weight hits the left foot and my left leg and hip, at that point both of my hands and arms are just getting ready to smack it. It's like a baseball player. They stand there and they just go and they start stepping into the ball, and their arms are starting to activate. I call athletically ready. The muscles are getting engaged. They're activated. the tennis player throws the ball up, they get back here, and as they're coming up, as they're starting to rise up to go get that ball, their legs, their hips, their back, their shoulders, their arms and hands and club are activating for the last split second where they're going to wham, and they're going to just explode and hit the ball. But again, you have to learn what is the proper activated level of your muscles, that where it'll be just right for maximum explosion. Did you hear that? You hear the swish? And where do you hear it? Just about right there, one split second before it's approaching the ball. One just in front of it. Now I can do, that's not good, it swoosh back there. And I can also do it, I can swing it so hard that I can't even finish. So everybody, only you are inside of your skin. I can't feel for you, your friends can't feel for you. Now I can look at a golfer and I can say, I think that's a little too slow. I think that's too hard. Oh, you look like you're just tied up in knots. You're so tight and tense. But again, since we don't have meters on our chest where we can say, okay, you're swinging at, so to speak, 25 pounds of pressure, and that's too little. You need to up it to, let's try up it to 30 and see what we get, and then 35 or 40, or go down if it was too high. We don't have that luxury. We don't have that ability. So the only thing we got is I can see it, your friends can see it and tell you, but in the end, only you can sense it and feel it through your brain, monitoring your muscles. That's what we call activated, energized, athletically ready muscles, where you have control of the swing, you're swinging at your maximum speed. That gives you control. You're hitting the ball solid, and you can do what? You know you're in control because you can get to a dynamically balanced finish and recoil and relax. That's the key. So you got to be explosive at approaching the ball, but the muscles have to be activated just the right degree of activation, energized, athletically ready from takeaway to finish. You do all of that, you'll find it. But the switch test will really help you. Okay, just do that swish test, stay in balance, recoil, relax, and hear that swish at the right place and lock that in. Now one last point. Naturally, as the clubs get longer, there might be you have to do a little bit more activation, but your brain will start figuring all that out and automatically do it. It's just like if you had to go down and pick up 2 buckets of water, and they're the same bucket, your brain will look at it and see that if one bucket's half empty, it automatically starts to assume how much grip pressure and muscle you got to put to it. But it knows that if you have to go now pick up the other bucket, it's going to take more grip pressure and more strength to pick that bucket up with more water, because more water is heavier. Same thing. As the clubs get a little longer, the centrifugal forces of the clubs swinging through impact is faster, so grip pressure will slightly increase, body muscle tone will increase to be able to swing it at the speed that it needs to swing, and all of that, the brain automatically takes care of it once you get the right sense of what your engaged, activated, athletically ready muscle tone is to hit a golf ball with maximum control, maximum speed, and in maximum balance. All right, well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.